Kanye West, once hailed as a musical genius, cultural icon, and visionary, has now become a symbol of self-destruction. His journey is one of the most extreme rises and falls in modern celebrity history. From producing for Jay-Z to revolutionizing the music industry, Kanye shaped not just a genre but an entire generation. But as his brilliance shone brighter, so too did the cracks in his public persona. The world watched in awe as Kanye ascended to unimaginable heights, only to plummet into a whirlwind of controversy, scandal, and mental health struggles. What caused one of the greatest artists of our time to fall so far from grace? This is the depraved and disgusting downfall of Kanye West.
Do you need a video editor for your YouTube channel? Whatever the niche, I've got you covered. Contact me for details. To understand the downfall, we have to go back to the beginning. Kanye Omari West was born in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1977. His parents divorced when he was just 3 years old, and Kanye moved with his mother, Donda, to Chicago. Donda wasn't just a mother to Kanye. She was his guiding light, a former university professor who encouraged his creativity from a young age. Kanye's love for music started early. He was obsessed with the craft, spending countless hours making beats and honing his skills as a producer. But it wasn't an easy road. Before Kanye became the man we know today, he was rejected repeatedly. Labels didn't believe in him as a rapper. They saw him as just a producer, a behind-the-scenes guy. No one wanted to take the risk on him as an artist. That didn't stop him. Kanye kept pushing, eventually landing a deal with Rockefeller Records. In 2004, everything changed. Kanye dropped The College Dropout, an album that broke every mold in hip-hop. This wasn't gangster rap. It wasn't about flaunting wealth or violence. Kanye's lyrics were personal, introspective, and at times spiritual. The world wasn't ready for Kanye West, but that didn't matter. He made them listen. Tracks like Jesus Walks and All Falls Down became anthems, and suddenly, Kanye was no longer just a producer, he was a superstar. This wasn't just a flash in the pan either. Over the next few years, Kanye released Late Registration, Graduation, and 808s and Heartbreak, solidifying his place as one of the most influential artists of the 21st century. He was innovative, constantly pushing the boundaries of what hip-hop could sound like. Kanye wasn't just leading the culture, he was the culture. But the genius of Kanye West has always been coupled with chaos. He's never been afraid to speak his mind, no matter the cost. While this fearlessness made him a trailblazer, it also sowed the seeds of his downfall. One of the earliest cracks in his image came in 2009 during the infamous MTV VMAs incident when Kanye stormed the stage to interrupt Taylor Swift's acceptance speech.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
The moment became an internet sensation, but it was also a warning sign of what was to come. People chalked it up to Kanye being Kanye, a man who always spoke his truth, no matter how messy it was. But behind the scenes, Kanye was struggling. In 2007, his mother, Donda West, tragically passed away due to complications from surgery. This was a pivotal moment for Kanye. His mother wasn't just his biggest supporter, she was his foundation. Her death sent him into a spiral, and though his music remained innovative, his personal life began to unravel. Donda's death marked a shift in Kanye's behavior. He became more erratic, more controversial, and more difficult to understand. His 2010 album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, was a masterpiece born out of chaos. It was an album that captured the beauty and the madness of Kanye West, reflecting the conflict between his genius and his inner turmoil. Critics called it one of the greatest albums of the decade, but it came at a personal cost. Kanye was grappling with demons he couldn't shake. During this time, his public outbursts became more frequent. His social media rants were unpredictable, and his personal life, particularly his marriage to Kim Kardashian, was constantly in the headlines. Despite these challenges, Kanye's creativity remained unmatched. His Yeezy album showed a darker, more industrial side of his artistry, and his fashion endeavors with Yeezy changed the game, proving that he wasn't just a musician, he was a cultural force. But even as he succeeded professionally, his personal life continued to spiral. In 2016, Kanye hit what many would call his breaking point. On stage during his St. Pablo tour, he delivered an erratic 17-minute rant about politics, race, and the music industry before abruptly ending the show. Just days later, he was hospitalized for exhaustion and mental health issues. Kanye later revealed that he had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, a condition that explained many of his outbursts, but also left fans wondering how much of Kanye's behavior was a result of his illness, and how much was simply Kanye being Kanye. The next few years saw Kanye continue to blur the lines between brilliance and instability. His support for Donald Trump and the Make America Great Again hat created a firestorm of backlash. People who once admired him could no longer defend his actions. It wasn't just about politics. His increasingly erratic behavior on social media and in interviews left fans and critics alike questioning his mental state. Kanye had gone from being a visionary to a man on the verge of self-destruction. The downfall of a billion-dollar empire. As Kanye's personal life unraveled, so too did his professional relationships. The man who had built a billion-dollar empire with Yeezy and Adidas found himself at the center of multiple controversies. His comments about slavery being a choice shocked the world and led to widespread condemnation. Brands distanced themselves, and Kanye's once unbreakable influence on the fashion world began to crumble. In 2022, Kanye's public fallout reached a breaking point. His controversial statements, bizarre interviews, and anti-Semitic remarks led to massive backlash, and brands like Adidas and Balenciaga cut ties with him. This wasn't just a loss of endorsements, it was a dismantling of the empire Kanye had spent decades building. Yeezy, which had been a cultural powerhouse, was now in jeopardy. The man who once dominated every aspect of the entertainment world was watching his empire fall apart in real time. So where does that leave us now? Kanye West is no longer just a cultural icon, he's a cautionary tale. His genius, once celebrated, is now overshadowed by scandal and erratic behavior. It's hard to say what's next for Kanye, but one thing is certain. The man who once stood at the pinnacle of music, fashion, and culture is now facing the consequences of his actions. But let's not forget Kanye's story is far from over. If history has taught us anything, it's that Kanye West is nothing if not unpredictable. Will he rise again? Or is this truly the end of his legacy? Only time will tell. But for now, we're left with the depraved and disgusting downfall of a man who once seemed unstoppable.